Joe, when you think back on your career, what would you highlight as one of the pinnacle moments of your career? Tell us that story.
There's a lot of examples that made me proud of my accomplishments. And I could name components of working for Meritor, working for Denso, working for General Dynamics. They all presented a problem in and of themselves, or an opportunity in and of themselves. And that was always what drove me, right? I was always driven by the opportunities that business presented of themselves. And so it's difficult for me to nail one. The whole career has been rewarding for me. I wouldn't rewrite anything that I've done. And, one of the things that, going back to mentorship, one of the things that probably makes me most proud is people I've gotten to work with in my team that have gone on to make and run significant aftermarket companies around the world. I take pride in that maybe along the way I did something right as somebody who coached and mentored them, maybe, corrected them or turned them in a different direction every now and then. But I have a long list of teammates that are now running large companies, and that's a proud moment for me.
David, how would you answer the same question? I mean, you're still building a business right now. What would be late in a lot of people's careers, and you're doing something that a lot of people maybe only do once in their life, if they ever try to do it. And oftentimes that's when they're younger. So your career is still very much going strong. But when you look back at all these years, like, just tell us a story of one moment where you say, yeah, this was kind of a defining moment for me.
Well, I have a bunch, but if I were to say, the journey that I took for this online business was a really hard one. It's hard to be first, especially when you're older. I still think of myself as young, so obviously I'm delusional. There was a time about 5 years ago that, I had funded my business entirely, and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if I'm going to make it. I worked so hard. I put so much of my time and effort and everything in the business. And I just got overwhelmed. A lot of times you might get stuck in a rut or you have personal things going on. And I almost gave up. And I really got a little discouraged. And my wife really helped me through it. And it became New Year's. And I looked myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, we got a new year coming and I'm going to turn things around. And, a lot of times it really is your attitude and how you look at things. And so I think the pivotal moment is I almost gave up in what it is that I'm doing, but I gutted it out. So I think all of us go through struggles. People lose their job or someone comes over them and whatever happens to be. So I think for me, it was not giving up, sticking with it and persevering.
Absolutely something to be very proud of. I know myself in 2009, the company I was working for was closing all their corporate stores, and I started to chase a dream. I'd done very well in 2008. I sold a lot of parts and I had built up quite a commission check, and I used that money and I decided that I was going to start a consulting company. I knew I was getting laid off anyway, so I thought, what better time to chase a dream? And I spent all my money and it didn't work out. I chose a partner that just didn't work out very well. And all of a sudden I found myself with only a few $100s left. I had like $700 left in the bank, and it's 2009. Nobody's hiring and I can't go back to heavy duty parts. And I ended up starting a contracting business, and I found myself in late 2009 and early 2010, like cleaning gutters and window cleaning. And I'm going, how did I go from being the national sales manager of this company and 10 years with them to doing this, And that was a pretty low point. And not to mention, I had chased my first entrepreneurial dream and it had failed. And I fast forward to when I sold that contracting business in 2016, and I had a choice to make. It was a crossroads moment in my life, because do I go back to heavy duty parts, or, do I try something different? And I really, really missed heavy duty parts. I missed the industry. I missed the people. I missed the work. And so I'm so glad that I made the choice to go back, because I had no idea what that one choice was going to lead to, which is all of this, the Heavy Duty Parts Report, our consulting company.